Okay, hi, thank you. And let's dive into the stub maker. So today is a little editathon in preparation for the TIDWIC conference, where we have submitted a paper that has accepted, and we need to present the progress. The bare message of the paper we have submitted is that we are using a backbone of Wikimedia infrastructure and iNaturalist to capture the biodiversity in sub-Saharan Africa. And what we are doing now is we are going for from iNaturalist observations that people in this group made towards a Wikipedia article in the English, Dagbani and Igbo language. And if I pronounce the names incorrectly, I apologize, and please correct me, tell me how I should say those languages. And so it's going to be interesting because I don't speak neither of the languages, but I already made quite some Dagbani Wikipedia articles using a stub thing. So as a brief introduction about iNaturalist, iNaturalist is an app and that works on a phone. And if you walk around, maybe I should quickly go to the project page that we have. Wiki project, biodiversity. That maybe explains a bit the workflow that we are following. I have it here. It's on Commons as well. So basically, people walk around with either a camera or a phone. They make observations of nature in the iNaturalist app. The apps then is being assessed by experts that annotate the pictures, and that is going to a global network of biodiversity informatics, GBIF, which is then used by scientists around the world, and we use it in this project specifically to fill the Wikimedia ecosystem. Anyone in the group wants, I mean, is this clear for iNaturalist? About iNaturalist? Stibo, would you like to explain how you're using iNaturalist?
Yes, so how I use iNaturalist is when I move around with my phone, when I'm moving with my smartphone, especially when I'm traveling, I observe flora and fauna. So when I see any plant species or any animal species, be it a moth, an insect, or whatever, I quickly take a picture with the iNaturalist app that geostamp the image I have taken, meaning the geographical coordinates of that particular image is captured. Then once I upload it on iNaturalist, I'll have observers to other observers and identifiers to help identify what kind of plant is that. Again, the iNaturalist provide a machine learning AI that identifies these plants. But because some of the plants around sub-Saharan West Africa are not so common, sometimes they are not able to detect them. Or sometimes based on the angle you have taken the image, it's not able to detect what kind of item or plant or animal you have taken. So it will take other iNaturalist volunteers to identify it. And once it's been identified, it can now be used it can be used to either create an article on any language Wikipedia. And if it's not already having an article on English Wikipedia, then it can be used in creating that as well. And the images can be used in populating Wikimedia Commons. Yeah. That's basically how I use iNaturalist.
Nice. While you're presenting it, I just tried to show a bit of what you were saying. So indeed, as you already mentioned, iNaturalist, the app uses Wikipedia, and if you're in it, if you're using the English Wikipedia, English language in iNaturalist, it shows the language in English. If you're using the app in Spanish or Greek or any other language that is supported by the app, and it will show the Wikipedia article of that language. So whenever there are cases, and we have seen many of this. So what we also have done in iNaturalist, we have created a project page. Give me a second to find the projects. And it's if you go to iNaturalist projects, we call it the Wikimedia Africa data collection. Anyone can join by clicking. If you're not a member, it says join here. And then the moment you're there and your observations are in Africa, it will show up in this. It will show in this this group. So everybody is welcome to join, because the more observations we have, the better. So we currently have, you can actually see that there are 3 levels of observations. We have research grade, needs ID, and casual. So if you if you upload a picture, let's take one from you, you can do 2 things. You can, when you upload it and you have, for example, here the genus Hosta, you can say it is, because you know it. If you're the expert, you can just type it in what you want to see. If you're not an expert, what you can do is, and you will, that will be seen when you use the app, you can use what was already mentioned, the app. So what it's now doing, it's going through morphological models, and it says, we think it is Hosta, or it is Plantago, or Lanceolotto. So if I have said I'm not a plant expert, so I use this machine learning solution, and it's now saying that it's a Hosta. But the thing with this, that this can be incorrect, because I'm not an expert, especially in sub-Saharan Africa, and these models are a problem in the sense that they are based on past observations. So a lot of we've seen this a lot, that the model says it's this fly, or it's this butterfly, or it's this insect, and then we look deeper into for example, if we go to we click on the name and you look at the map, it will show that where the others are being observed. And as you can see, there are a lot in the US and Europe. So sometimes the models are just wrong, because there is not enough observations in sub-Saharan Africa. These things are improving, because Agnes and Kibu are really good in observing now. So the more observations we have, the better these models become. But that's still a long way. So that's why they have introduced, because I'm using these models, or I might be wrong. What you can do is you can get more observations, and that is where you have this research grade observation. So here is another observation, and 3 people now say it is Vespula germanica, and then they put in this flag on it, and then we know that we can know with some confidence that this is indeed what we are looking at. And it's this flag that we use to use the images in Wikipedia articles. So here we see that this picture is being shared as CC by SA. I won't dive too deep in the matter, but Wikimedia systems or Wikipedia, you can use CC0, CC by, and CC by SA. So now what we are trying to do in this project is to get as many sub-Saharan species described on Wikipedia. But the initial phase is you need to find those species that are not described. So what we are using Wikidata, because if you go to Wikidata and, for example, we have here a species, the Spiloxene serrata, and you can use what is called a side link. And we can see that actually in this article, for this species, there is no English Wikipedia article. So we can start writing these Wikipedia articles. But since that means that we have to go through all the species, and I wrote a program. I'm going to quickly go to. I wrote a program in a Jupyter notebook, which is Python. And what this does is it queries on Wikidata and Commons and Wikipedia, and it seeks missing Wikipedia articles. And here I have the interface, and this is the default interface. So you can search by taxon, we can search by user, we can search by country, or we can use search by project. And if we then, let's go back to our project. If we then go to, yes, project. Where is project? I lost the, here. Projects, and I go back to Weaker Mentor Africa. What I can do is I can take the name from here. I go to the stub maker. I will briefly show it. Now I'm running the stub maker as a local Jupyter notebook on my computer. You can see it, I'm running it as localhost. But so I'm running it. And now I can say, I mean, I want CC0, CC BY, or CC BY SA. I'm going to leave it, but you can actually decide whether you want to have the most open, a bit less open, and more restrictive licenses. So now I have here a set of languages. So we will continue. We'll spend some time today on the Dagbani Wikipedia, but let's go for the English now. So what it is going to do, it will take all the observations that are made in the Wiki project Africa data collection, and it will run it against the English Wikipedia. So what it now will do, it will go to inaturalist, it will fetch all the observations, which will take some time because we have about 1,700 observations, almost 1,000 species, 375 external people who identify the species that are being observed, and there are nine persons in the group who are providing content. So let's see. So after it's gone to inaturalist, it's querying Wikidata for Wikipedia articles for a species that don't have a Wikipedia article. And now these are all images that were made in this group that are not on Wikipedia yet. And so we have quite some now, a lot of flowers. Now what we can do, and I'm going to stop a bit to emphasize that this stub maker is made for people who are already comfortable on Wikipedia. Because as I will show, what it does, it tries to ease the complex the edit process, but it still requires knowledge about working with Commons and working with Wikipedia, and to a lesser extent, but hopefully in the future more, with Wikidata. So let's say we have here, let's see what we all have. So these are all pictures that are made within the group and are lacking Wikipedia articles. There are actually quite a lot. So let's go for the Sevia bulbosa. And now click on this button. And what's now going to do, it is fetching what it knows from a set of resources. The first is going to be GBIF. And this is all the information that it can collect from GBIF. I then continue to Commons, and it shows that we already have all these images on Wikipedia, on Commons, so we can use. These are all images that have proper licenses. It has a list of references that it can show in Wikipedia, in a biodiversity library, which is an initiative, a global initiative that scans a lot of even old literature so there are even papers from articles from 1903, even 1839, and we can use that to learn about the species. So we go to Commons, and the first step, and this is where we need to know how Commons work, because it identified that the Commons category doesn't exist. So what I've done here is I printed a category page that I'm going to use in Commons. So if I then am here, it's already showing that there is an issue. So this is the problem. So if we go to what was it? So what I'm going to check first is the Scyphia bulbosa. Now, if I'm going to check Wikidata, leave. And I'm going, so now I'm outside the text, the builder, and it identified an issue. So it says that it's Scyphia bulbosa, but this is incorrect because it should be not Scyphia bulbosa. It should be category. It should point to the category page and not a specific page. So now if I type this, it says it couldn't find it, which is right. Okay, so I'm now going to put in this, and I'm saying show preview. Category Scyphia. I need to check. Get Scyphia bulbosa, Scyphia bulbosa. So I'm now going to say publish changes. And I'm going to add another line. Again, this is not part of this tutorial, but I'm going to add an info box, which I'm going to call Wikidata info box. And publish changes. So it says that it didn't find it, which is correct because we need to update that information here. Publish. This should be common. Sorry, my bad. Cancel. Edit. I should put in comments. I made an error here. Apologies. Comments. I'm putting in category bulbosa. Publish. And now if we go back, we have the info box. So in Commons, there is a button that allows importing images from iNaturalist. And let's see which one we like. These are all images made by folks from on iNaturalist. So I think I like yeah.
Is it possible you can share the script in the chat so that
Yes,
people who might watch this later?
you're completely right. So so now so what I've done is I've selected it, and this is a user script that we are using, which I will briefly point to. And when we have that in, we can simply select, and we don't have to copy paste all these things in Commons. We can just upload the file to Commons. And now we have the image. So now, okay, I'm going to stop for a minute because you asked for the link. So I'm going to introduce also the wiki project biodiversity. Anyone can join this wiki project by going to the bottom, and you can say add yourself to the list, and you will be added to this list. But we were talking about the user script here. So there is an iNaturalist to Commons. This is the link that you need to with instructions. And let me, where should you want me to put it?
I think you can drop it here on the chat here.
Okay,
chat. That is this page.
Yes.
Yeah, so that when we are uploading, we can add that to the upload summary. Yeah.
So I'm now going back to where we were. So we have the comments. I have created the comments, and I'm now pasting in. Oh no, I need to go back to the image we uploaded, which is this one. So I'm now putting in this here. I'm going now. So what I just did, this is why I explained that it's really important that people understand the Wikimedia. This introduction assumes that you know Commons, Wikipedia, and Wikidata. So what I did, I went away from the stub maker to fix things in Wikidata, Wikipedia, and Commons, which will happen a lot because not everything is well modeled in Wikidata. So now I have the picture that we took from iNaturalist, and I need this. So copy, then I go back to the stub maker. And I'm typing in this name. I run interact. And what I now have, and it's not working, which is always an issue, but that is strange. Oh, I know what is wrong. This is the preview. So what you will see now is that it created a Wikidata box, a template that we can copy and paste. So now I can open the Wikipedia page and it will go into this article that says it doesn't exist. If you're new to Wikipedia, you won't see this page, and because you first need to have some manual edits, and you will go to a different template, which I cannot demonstrate because I have been working on Wikipedia for a while. But in this, I ran into an issue. We wrote, I think it was with Agnes, right? We wrote an article, and then we had to go through a different pipeline to get it done. So if you're a new Wikipedia editor, there's a bit of a different workflow than this. But if you're an experienced Wikipedia article on the English Wikipedia, I can simply start here. I can copy this, and when I go to show preview, it will create this page for me. So what I've put in there is there are 2 references which are automatically collected. There is the image we have uploaded. There is the info box that we have here. There is a template. And there is a taxon identifiers which can use and align that this is a stub. So there is one thing that I still have to fix in this script. While using this script, I was made aware that in the English Wikipedia, people don't want to use inaturalist as a resource. So what I need to fix now, pretty soon, is that I need to get the reference out. So if that's the case and there is no reference in GBIF, and so we have no reference, we cannot start a stub. So in that case, and I'm just mentioning it now, but I'm pretty sure that when we'll do more of these Wikipedia articles, we will run in those cases. What I then do is I go to scholargoogle.com, which is a Google search engine that specifically looks for the scientific literature. And I am looking for the literature that if I can find any literature that I can reference. So here we say, and so there are quite some, and that I will leave it at this now because that often takes some time. But then I have to go in. So here we have, for example, an article from South Africa. If I click on it, and then there is an abstract, and if I read the article and it makes sense to this, I cite this article. I won't do that now, but if you use the stub maker and you can, and there is no reference but the inaturalist reference alone, we have to delete. We have to find an additional reference, otherwise we cannot make that article. So now this is the case, and we have the first article. It's a stub, and others can come in who are more experts, or we can, in our own time, come back, start reading the literature, and make a proper article. But the purpose of what we're trying to do now is to find as many, to get as many Wikipedia articles, stubs, so others can start working. The other part is also, if we now go, and this is always a bit of a risk, but if we now go to Google, we just created a Wikipedia article, and in most cases, if I do this now, the Wikipedia article is already there. Okay, and again, this is a demo case, so that is not happening. But if we come back in a few minutes, the article will be there. So that's the purpose of creating the Wikipedia article. So this process, and I'm going to repeat it again, it was quite a lot of work, but we have done it, I think, in less than 15 minutes or 10 minutes. And if you have written other Wikipedia articles, it would take a lot of more time. So what the stub maker does, it checks as a taxon, for a user, for a country, or for a project, it checks which articles needs to be written. Then we push on a button. When you push on the button, it collects data from GBIF, from Commons, from the BHL, and it allows us to, and here it leaves the stub builder for a moment and points us to Commons, and this step requires knowledge about Commons, and then allows us to find the appropriate image on Commons. When we have the appropriate image on Commons, we copy paste it into the Cynthia, into this field, and then we build, it builds this thing that we can copy to Wikipedia to start. Is this clear? Are there questions?
I think it's clear up to this point.
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, so now this I'm running on my own computer, but the code, and everybody is welcome to combine, do a pull request. And it lives on GitHub. For those of, I don't know if GitHub needs an introduction, but GitHub is a version control where we can collect together work, and you can fork a project, build your extensions, and then submit a pull request, which I can then pull in. So if you want to update the notebook, or you think, which you're completely right to think, that the user interface needs some improvement, please go ahead and help me in making this better. But you can also, so to run it on your own computer, you need to have a Jupyter Notebook server. I'm using PyCharm, and yes, I'm using PyCharm as an IDE. And with PyCharm comes a Jupyter Notebook server, which allows me to run the queries, to run the Jupyter Notebook in the IDE. But there are, you can, if you're familiar with Jupyter Notebook, you can basically set up your own Jupyter server and that work. The thing about that is that it's a bit stable, but if you want to quickly make one editor, you can also use Binder. So in the GitHub there is a button which is the Binder, and this means you don't need to have a computer with Python and Jupyter and Notebook installed. You can directly click this link, and it will open up the same notebook. It takes a bit of time because this is a free service, so you have joined. So now it's actually quite quick. But the nice thing about Binder is also that it's using a extension to Jupyter, which is called Voila. And what it does here in Voila, it hides, again, look at the actual, and you can actually see this is all the code that is needed to make the Jupyter Notebook. But here you don't see it. Here is the proper user interface. But so it's a back and forth. This helps if you really want to work quick. But if you if I would like to give a demonstration now and I haven't been typing in a lot of stuff, then things can be annoying. So let's continue. And now let's dive into the other languages. So you have seen the process of the English Wikipedia. We're now going to write a Dagbani Wikipedia article. So let's see, let's go back to the project. And I'm again going, because we want to start from the inaturalist project page. So I'm going to say, indeed, the project ID is Wikimentor Africa data collection. And it's now going to inaturalist. Again, this is not running on my computer. This is running in the cloud. And it depends a lot on connectivity and stability and the number of people that use it. So most of the time it works as it seems to work now, but often it just doesn't. It takes ages to start, and then it's often better to just go away and come back later. So don't lose time if this takes a lot of time. But it seems to work now. So I'm still waiting a bit. So what I've done is I didn't select the English Wikipedia. So far we can extend this with all the other languages. I have Dagbani English, Spanish, French, Igbo, and Portuguese. And again, here we have all the flowers that lack a Wikipedia article in the Dagbani Wikipedia. So what we can do now is we can, well, let's just go with the Yersinia artemioides. So we go there, click on that.
You can't see your screen.
You don't see my screen?
No, we can't see your screen. Yes.
We can see you can see your screen actually. Agnes, maybe check your camera, check your network. Yeah.
Okay.
So when I've pushed on this and now can go there and it's still, so this is size, this is the, let me quickly check. So no issue. And it's a bit slow. Why isn't it? I said, okay, we're going to check and we are going to, well, let's do this. Chercina angulata. Okay, I've pushed it. Still not. So this is one of those cases where we have to wait. So what I will do in the same time is I'm going to do the same query, but on my local version. So we can revisit, but we don't want to lose time because it's a bit slow at the moment. So I'm going to restart the Jupyter notebook. Okay, and I say search by project ID. So again, this is my computer. This is in the cloud. No, still nothing. Okay, so we have it here. Ursina. Yes, we want to do that. So with Dagbani, yes. Why is, well, let me check something, because maybe it is.
Or maybe you can search by user, let's see if that works.
It could be one thing which is actually nice to show that it's not always so. No, this is not correct because this is a. Yes, it's a reptile. So do we have a GBIF here? Yes, we have a GBIF. We have a inaturalist, so that's not the case. So why isn't it want to? Okay, I'm going, so for the sake of, I'm going to look for something else that we want to do. The Barbiana fragans. I'm going to do that now. Oops. So in that case, I'm going also to do the same here on something else to see what it works. So I'm going this one. Yes, this is already in. So it found the information from GBIF. I'm checking where we have the scientific name. It has a publication in 1814, so that is good. So now what we can do is we go to Commons. It says that there are pictures in iNaturalist that can be copied to Commons. We look in the BHL. There are 10 papers that we can use for further investigation. And then we have Commons. Now it tells us that actually there is already a category. So we have the category here. Now we can do two things. We can again go to iNaturalist to be 100% sure. And I think I like this one. So I'm copy this. Yeah, I think this is a nice one. Upload it. I'm uploading this to Commons. Upload file. So now I am copy the name. I go back to the stub. And Yes, and we should now have the first. This is an error I should fix. Sorry. So I copy the wiki text, and this should be duck. This is my mistake. Sorry for that. So I'm now going to first open it in. The English page doesn't exist either. This is good to know. But we were planning to do it in Dagbani. So it says that in this page that it doesn't exist. We're gonna check again if it's really what we were talking about. Babiana fragrance, yes. So we have it here. So now I said create this page, and I'm going to put it in here. So this is something that the Dagbani community needs to discuss within themselves, whether they want to use the inaturalist link or not. I'm leaving it for now because, but if I now go to show preview, we will see that the Dagbani page is there. So we actually have a few references. Here we have a link to the biodiversity heritage library, and we have some empty comments which can then be used by people from who speak the Dagbani language to extend the paper. This thing also contains the data box, which is a really interesting project, and which I think we should also mention in our slides when we discuss this at the TEDWIC conference. So I'm now going to save this, and the page is not ready yet. And here we should really think a bit later, but not now, whether we want to do the next step also part of the stub builder, because what we need to do for the data box to run is that we need to go to Wikidata, and we need to tell it that the Dagbani page does exist. So if we go to the English wiki, no, we now go into edit, and we say Dag, and we put in the Babiana fragrance.
So is it possible we can automate this so that once it gets a Dagbani article, then it's automatically linked to it?
Yes, theoretically it's possible, but I think we need to think a bit about this, because that would need a bot account. So we need to write the Wikidata account, and I don't know if you can do live edits when you are, but this is something we should have. So in technically it's possible. I mean, we can write these statements using bot code, but the thing we need to discuss or look into is that currently if you use the stub builder, you don't have to log in. So the stub builder would need to be extended with a login code. So you can log in with your Wikimedia login to do that.
So could we add the authorization, the O authorization, so that instead of logging in, you just authorize by clicking on allow? Then you are logged in.
Not in the current versions, not, but it's something that I think technically I've never done it. So we need to find someone who has worked with the Wikimedia OAuth plugin. But technically, it's very simple. It's just writing this, what I'm currently doing to the API, and then you have it.
Yes, I also agree with DNG too. It will make a lot of sense if we can automate this process as well. Maybe I'll look at having maybe Eugene come in and see how he can help us with this as well.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
There is also a part. Okay, so as you see now, we have put it in Dagbani. So there is also. So I initially started the stub builder as English only. But now that we are working with other languages, and especially Dagbani, where we use the data box, this process becomes obsolete. So we actually currently we just need to put in a link for a photo, because that's how the workflow works. But for Dagbani and other languages that use data box, we actually don't need this step anymore, because it doesn't need to have that. It will automatically take the image that is stored in
Wikidata.
Wikidata,
I think.
So by moving to multiple other languages, So I think the Dagbani Wikipedia is a bit more sophisticated in the use of Wikidata. So that also means we need to review this pipeline to work with Dagbani and other languages that do. So I would say that's something we could think of as version 2.0. At the same time, what I currently like of having a break on this is that while we work on the full automation, it allows us to think about stuff like what do we want in this process. Because
exactly. Yeah.
the thing is, and this is what has happened. If we write a bot, and then we can easily write like 20,000 Wikipedia articles. But if we then make a mistake, we have to fix 20,000 Wikipedia articles.
True. Yeah, that's right. I also believe that just like the general software development lifecycle, we can always improve and then have just like you pointed out, this is our version 1, and there's always improvement with that. So yeah, we can always do that. Even the automation we just pointed out, it could be something we'll add to the version 2 as well, or if possible 2.1 and all that.
Yeah. And also, if there is someone who is looking at this audience and think like this is not the way to forward, this is too slow, I will not be insulted. Please tell me. I mean, I can imagine that someone who is really good in JavaScript development or website development can replicate these steps easier than, so that you take out the need for Jupyter notebooks. It has been on my to-do list for a while, but I just don't have to rebuild this as a proper website instead of building it in Jupyter Notebook. But this is version 5, so to speak. So we now have the Wikipedia article. So basically, we can now start making Wikipedia articles for the Dagbani language based on so I'm going to go back to what we did. So our pipeline is a lot of people are walking in nature, and they use the iNaturalist app. They make pictures. The pictures are not automatic immediately, and you can see that here we have, currently 1732 observations. But of those, 42% have been annotated. So there is still a lot of observations, like 57%, that actually need someone to come in and say, this is plant X, this is animal Y, this is fish Z, etc. But still, while we can work with these numbers. So 729 already gives us enough observations to start starting writing Wikipedia articles. So for the
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Looking at the African map and the dotted lines on Ghana and Nigeria, does that mean those are the only observations? Okay, I see some in South Africa. Does that mean that those are the only observations made on plants and animals in Africa for now?
No. This is only for this group. So
okay.
People who are in this group. So if we convince someone from Congo or Tanzania to join this group, you will see the dots that will be part of this group. Okay. This group is very specific because it filters also only the CC0, CC. No, that's not. So if we, for example, if we would go to iNaturalist and we would say explore, and I will move and I will say location Africa. That's odd. Okay, I will just say we have the globe, so we would manually do it. And this is okay. So we go to Africa. This is Africa. So these are all observations in Africa. And then we can go to filters, and then we say we want research grade because we want only images that have been annotated. We can update search. We can also say that we want to have only CC0 images. And this is a trick that can I do it here? No, I can't do it here. But if what I can do is, you can see there are not many CC0 observations, but I can in the link I can say CC by and CC by SA, and now we do go back to, and you can see that all these dots are observations that we can use in a Wikipedia article from iNaturalist.
Hey,
so,
I think I have a different question. My question is, from the script you wrote, right? Is it only research graded pictures or images that's oh, okay, awesome.
Yes, so this script is actually a toolkit I made for myself, and with the ultimate goal to make it a professional grade tool. So that's why I say, if you want to critique it, please do, because it can only become better. But I really made it to get past, to really write quickly Wikipedia articles. So that's the Africa thing. So we can do the same. We go back to iNaturalist, and we can do the same for Igbo. So I'm going to quickly start over, because otherwise we have artifacts from the past in there. So I wait, where is, yes. Okay. Restart and run all cells. Quickly into, yes, so we should have 3. So okay, we're going to do the same. So we're going to again to the project page. By the way, if you want to do a BioBlitz in your area, you can also go to the project page and start a new project. So let's call it BioBlitz, and then in a park on an area where you are, and then you can use the same pipeline. So you can say, for example, BioBlitz Ghana or Nairobi or Nigeria or anything. You can make this project page, and then everybody who registers, and then you can use the same pipeline as I've shown here to identify articles that are coming from those observations. Just a side note. So I have been doing that. If you go to my project page, you can actually see there are quite some. So we have, for example, the TIDWIC conference last year had a hackathon, had a BioBlitz, and then these were all the participants from that conference, and as you can see where they came from. So this year, I assume we will see the observations, because it's in Bulgaria, but since everybody's joining from all over the world, we can do this thing. So you can make it globally, but you can also take a park or something, make a project, and then you can use that in this page, and then copy the name of the ID of that project, and then it will only look at the observations in that project. So, oh no, I didn't want to, I want the Igbo. So yes, so let's go again. My bad. So, okay, run interact again. Okay, and So let's pick, didn't we do, yes, we're going to do this again. So it will go to GBIF. We have the images, we have, oh, this is not going to go well because there is no BHL. I need Babiana, this is the one we did. Babian, yes, Fragans, these are the images in iNaturalist. This is the available literature. And I'm going to see if I can, yes, this one, no, this is the Bilbosa. Okay, so I'm going to open this. And actually we can, as I said, we can skip this because we're using, in that language, we're using the data box, but for now this step is a requirement since I started developing it on the English Wikipedia, which doesn't use data box. So I'm copy this. Now I have this one, and we should have the, yes. So I'm gonna copy this, and I'm going to, so this is also a bug I need to fix, but I can easily fix it by going pick. And again, it says that it doesn't exist. And now I need your help, Benedict. Well, how do I create a new article?
Sorry, I forgot I was muted. Oh, you've done that.
Yes, that is it.
Yeah, that was it. I was talking and I was muted. And
no worries. So what I now can do is, I guess so I'm gonna save it. And again, we won't see a lot. Oh, this is, and because what we need to do first is we need to go to Wikidata again. And we need to, like we did before, we need to go to here, add that line. We've discussed it, like what we want to automate this. So Igbo, and so publish. And now if we go there, we should get this with all the other in there. And I hope this, no, I want to decode. So I think there is already an error in there because these needs to be double lines and it should be stub. So this is currently all we have for Igbo. So which brings me to, so now we have the text, and well, as you can see, we need a bit more text, but the data box already works. And what I want to show is, and now I'm going to my code. So if you go to the GitHub, there is a script which is called taxon.py. And this is where all the backend, so there is even already a script that we can use to update Wikidata directly, but more on that later. So here it is, and where is it? Here is where the magic happens for the different languages. So here it says create a Wikipedia stub. And then if the Wikipedia is dagbani.wikipedia.org, it fetches all the data. So my ultimate goal was that actually the script would collect a lot more data from different resources and databases, and it will create a more extended stub than we currently have. But this is where that is happening. So it's here is published in, so it's fetching all kinds of variables. And then from here on, this is text that I got from Databox, eClass, the text that we have, it fits in the iNaturalist name, the published in, and this is where we built the Wikipedia article, and that's then published. So, and then if we have the Igbo, as you can see, maybe I should immediately do this because I saw the issue. So that will update itself in the future. So what we now need actually, and then I'm looking at you, Benedict, is a similar text like this, which is kind of like a minimal stub that you think is enough to create a stub. So I then, or someone who wants to do that, can update that here. So it's more than only data box and the inaturalist name. But unfortunately, I don't speak Igbo, so that's I can't help there. And it's the same here for English. So I'm doing the same stuff. So in English, it's more text because they don't have data box. So I need to create the data box myself here, which is what I'm doing here. And then I have all the text. But this can also act as a reference on how to make the template that we want as a stub. And also we should think about, because currently we only have one stub, but I think the Dagbani stub we currently have is only on plants. So this text would not be good enough for a snake or an insect or an animal. So we should also, and this is something that we can do in the future, is that if we want to be specific that this is a snake, a flower, or anything, that it takes that information from my naturalist, and that we have some rules. So if it's a plant, then this text applies. If it's a fish, another text, etc. I'm going to pause here. Any questions so far?
Okay,
okay, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, please.
My question was actually in terms of the stub itself. In Igbo Wikipedia, we actually have a different name for stubs, like the category stub. So there is a different name for stub. Is there a way we can also implement that instead of using stub? Because stub, we use in Igbo to do that. I don't know if you understand what I mean, though.
Yeah, but I'm wondering, let's check that one we just made, if that doesn't happen already. I know, let me rephrase, see what happens if I, is it this one, this text?
Oh, let me confirm that.
So
yes, I think
yeah, that's it.
So then the stub is, if we don't look at the code, that's why I put it within brackets. So if we then go to the original code, you see it's stub, but it's automatically translated to the Igbo version.
Yeah.
But Benedict, I'm really happy to help. If you can provide me with a minimal, what you think for Igbo is a minimal.
Sorry, that's actually not it. It's let me see if I can write that on the chat.
Igbo.
Yeah, let me just drop it on Telegram first. Yeah, this is it on Telegram. So that's the stub itself. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I see Atu Edenta. I hope I don't pronounce.
Yeah, Atun Denta. Like is how do I explain it? Like stub, like it's written, it's just a small article that requires more.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. So that's the category stub in Igbo for us.
Okay, so you mean this is incorrect?
Yes.
So may I ask you to complete maybe this article?
Okay,
what
yes. What I would do is just maybe I should also do that. Add the Igbo Wikimedian admin to this group as well.
Yeah.
Maybe not this call, but to the Telegram as well. Yeah, but I'll complete this article. Yeah.
Yeah, because that what I then can do is I can add that, because and then we can basically make like 10, 20, 30 Igbo articles.
Yes.
And show that in Bulgaria at the TITWIC conference, that we in the original paper we gave numbers. like this is the numbers of all the language spoken in Africa on Wikipedia, and that by using the stub maker, we are able to increase the coverage of biodiversity in Dagbani, Igbo, English, etc.
Awesome.
And it would be nice to demonstrate. I mean, the more we can get in, the better. I mean, once we have the stub maker in place, and so here I'm really relying on you for the language, because I don't speak the language. But once we say that this is good enough for a stub in Igbo, and this is the one in Dagbani, because what I understood is that they're decided to leave empty headers in Dagbani so that students or schools could go in and use Wikipedia to complete or complete it, so that they already have the headers in there that they can use. And of course, this maybe Igbo has the same convention, but this is something that is really specific to the language community. They decide what their Wikipedia is. So I'm not stepping in there. That's really like what the conventions are within there. So I'm curious that if we go to Igbo, what should a minimum empty article be? And then I will adapt the stub maker. Or if you want someone to do it as an exercise to build that in that's fine too. And I will just pull it in and we can use it. But then if we have that in place, we can basically meet again, maybe in a week or two, and we can really go in and say, okay, let's just together start making articles in either Igbo or Dagbani. And I would focus on those two and not the English one, because there is, well, it would be interesting to do the English, we can use it, but there are sufficient English Wikipedia articles. But that's showing by the main message I think we want to bring across is that by using online databases or open data, we can build Wikipedia articles where the Wikipedia article is what's the word, a proxy to those knowledge links. So what I really like about the English is the English thing is as well. If we go, the English didn't exist. So where do we have a English? Okay, I'm going to the contributions. So what I really like about let's go here. This is not good enough.
Okay, so I just had a quick question.
Yes.
The question I had was, now that we already have a stub for plants, if we come out with a stub for English, then maybe we are using the stub maker. Would it be able to look and pick the kind of animal organism we are referring to? Let's say if it's a fish, then we have a special stub for fish.
Yeah.
The code be able to loop and pick that up?
Yes, I think we can. So currently, no. Currently, the answer is no. But I go back to the code because it simply says here. Wait a minute. Where is the? So if we go back to Dagbani, it says here. And create Wikipedia stuff. If Wikipedia equals Dagbani Wikipedia.org, it populates it here. But I can easily put in here, because we have that information, that something like if, and I need to put it in there, but something like if inaturalist order equals, and I'm saying something like fish.
Okay, so maybe you can just add it as a comment so that later we'll fix it. Yeah.
But maybe we should then start. I don't know where we should start it with. Maybe a document where well, this is what you need to do, because I don't speak Dagbani. Is where you provide that if it's a plant, this is the text. If it's a fish, this is the plant. This is the text. If it's
an animal.
An animal that, and maybe it's only one line. I mean, I can imagine that it's only one line, and then we just need to say and we built it like that. But we have that information in machine readable information, so we should use it.
Okay. Then I'll get that on the document and share.
Yeah, you can also, I think you can also, like the Institute said, like do like put it as a to do there on like a comment to do. So Yeah, you can.
You're right. Let me check. So we do it here.
Yeah.
To do introduce different stubs based on border by naturalist, e.g. different fish, plants, insects, etc. Okay, then I will go commit, edit to do, and I commit and push. Okay, so we have added that. So now it's in there. By the way, if anyone wants to do it together, so in some pair coding, we can do it too. So we can spend some time and then go into GitHub and show how that forking and pull requests work. But that we can take that discussion offline. So either way, I'm happy if you provide the text that I put it in, or if you provide the text and then we schedule a pair coding session where we together go into this code and put it in, and that's up to you.
Okay, that's helpful. So what I think we'll do is that we'll come up with the steps, then we'll organize a local call where we'll do the forking and
yeah. Okay. Anything? I think I have covered everything.
Yeah, at least I think you've covered majority of the steps, and we would continue with the creation here. Just that I think I have to download the Jupyter notebook. Anytime I download it, it keeps crashing up. I don't know if there are some dependables I need to install.
And then also alternatively, you can also use, if you don't want to download, you can also use, I think you should be able to use Pause or
Yes.
or Colab as well, Google Colab.
Colab you can't,
okay,
because I'm
Google
using
Colab, yeah.
not everything, because I'm using a, what's the name again? I forgot the name. Reaction, a template to create interactions. It's actually called Interact, and I can get that going in Google Colab.
Oh, but it works on Pause, right?
It works on Pause, yes.
Okay, yeah.
But I think that you might run into the, well, we can check if you want. We can check, and I might even have it for, well, since we're recording, it might be nice to just use the time to talk about Pause. So Pause is the Jupyter server of the Wikimedia Foundation, and I think I have it here already, but maybe I should let me check.
So that one, it runs online, right?
Sorry, say that
Yes,
again?
yes, it runs online, just like Google Colab. But the advantage Pause has is it has almost all the dependables, all the Wikimedia dependables pre-installed already. I think that's the major
wow,
advantage.
that's pretty nice. Yeah.
So what you, but there you need two files in there. So if you want to go into Pause, you need to let's quickly go there. You need two files, but ping me if you want to do it and we can do it together. But let me quickly go to the stub maker. Yes, here. So you basically need stub maker 1 and the taxon py. So these are the two files that you need. Well, actually, I should be sure. Actually, the best case is to put in all the files that are in here, because there will be some dependency between that. And I just need, I can actually quickly check. So yes, you also need GUI widgets, which is here. GUI widget, you need taxon. The rest are libraries. So for this to work on pause, one needs to do these GitHub widgets, and you know what? I will make an issue for myself here. So this is how you can always, if you want to have issues, you can report issues there. I will make, and I will do that by tomorrow, create instructions on create how-to instructions to deploy on pause. Pause this notebook. Pause, what has dependencies. I will create a how to deploy this notebook on pause. Will assign myself, submit new issue. So and then I will share that link in Telegram channel, and then you can run that on pause as well.
Okay, that would be very helpful. That would be very helpful.
I might do it tonight, but I had a long day, so I think I'm going to do that tomorrow.
Okay, okay. So we have Ruki Wimpini with the name Ruka Hamidu. She's with the username Ruki Wimpini on inaturalist. She has also been making lots of observation lately, and she has also changed her the license to CC0, CC by SA, and CC by SA 4.0. She's currently on the call now, yeah.
She's in the call?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Hi, I see it. And did she join the group? The project page?
On Telegram, let me see. I don't think so. Not yet.
On Telegram, but here on this one.
Yes, I think she has joined that. Rocky Wimpini, if you can hear us, kindly confirm this. Have you joined the Wikimedia Africa data collection?
Not yet, please.
Okay.
But we can take it offline, but that would be welcome to the group then.
Okay.
So this was my walkthrough of the stub maker, and yeah, I know if there are other questions.
I think for now I'm cool. So what is now left is just to maybe try with a pause. Since this one is a bit slow, then maybe if that works well for us, then we'll just mass edit now.
Yes, and then I think you and I would need to also meet and maybe start the slides.
Yeah, sure.
But let's schedule a different meeting for that, and then once we have the slides ready, we can send them to Agnes and Benedict for review. Because you will present, right?
We'll both present.
Okay.
Okay. I think I don't know. I want to make a request to Andrea. I don't know if you listen to my request. I was wondering if it's possible, if you could do like maybe we could have another call such as this, where maybe instead of just a walkthrough on how to use the code, but more on how you created the code, if it's something you'll be up for.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Awesome.
And two ways we can do that. I can show you how I did it in a notebook, but if you have someone who is really good in web development, and I'm thinking about, I'm still using jQuery, but there are now more better JavaScript platforms. So if there's someone in the group that is good at that, that would be really interesting, because then we can replicate this pipeline, and which might solve some of the issues that we are seeing with binder and pause. Because if there is not a lot of privacy going on in the back, it's just a simple set of API calls. So it would be interesting if someone is really good at GUI building or and good with API calls and JavaScript frameworks, if that person could join, and maybe would be interesting in replicating that.
Okay, let me end the recording now so we can
Okay.